UFC Fight Night London. We're matchmaking everything after the card. I did go 7-6 on the card. My overall record is now like, what is it? It's fucking 72-47. So it's all right. But let's matchmake this card. I mean, I think this is a really, really interesting card to matchmake now. Now, the card was shit. Boring, terrible. But we're going to matchmake everyone on the card like I always do. You know the deal. Starting off with Sean Brady. Sean Brady is a fucking monster. Entertaining grappling. This guy is an absolute beast. Just beat the former title holder in Leon Edwards. Now everyone's crying Shavkat Rahkmonov title shot. People are also saying Sean Brady title shot. JDM's already getting a title shot. Shavkat hasn't done more than Sean Brady to deserve a title shot. But I have a way to figure this out. You just book the two against each other and you do it sometime on a July or August pay-per-view. Sean Brady versus Shavkat Rahkmonov is a sick main event or co-main event on a pay-per-view. Let's say, they do DDP versus Hamzat. This can co-main. Let's say they have a fight night where it's Jan versus Umar Nurmagomedov in August in Abu Dhabi. This can co-main. This is a great fight, and it's a real number one contenders fight. Listen, dude, I get that everyone likes Shavkat because they think that they're the hardcore. Now that everyone's jumped on the shot, I was on the Shavkat bandwagon 3 years ago, buddy, all right? And now I'm kind of off it. I'm seeing him become human, become normal, have back-to-back boring performances, and this guy's averaging one fight a year. It's annoying me now. It is. His 100% finish rate's gone. His aura has dwindled tremendously. And Sean Brady's aura's going up. You had just had him sub Leon Edwards, beat him better than Bilal did. Leon Edwards is on fire. Sean Brady's on fire right now. And I actually think he's a more deserving title fight he's more deserving of a title fight than Shavkat. But you know what? You have JDM fighting for the title. Love that. You have Sean Brady versus Shavkat Rahkmonov happen so that way the winner of that title fight can take on the winner of this, and you have a real legitimate contender. That's the way I see it. This is the fight to make. I don't care that you fucking watch Joe Rogan and Laura Senko edits and all these edits on fucking TikTok. And we're going to get to the TikTok edits in a second when I talk about who Leon Edwards should face, if that's a hint to you. I don't care. I don't care that you watch fucking TikTok edits and that's the only way you watch the sport. Shavkat doesn't just get what he wants because he's from the Caucasus and, he's got a name that ends in V and he has a bunch of finishes. Dude, maybe if he didn't stink it up with Ian Gary and Sean Brady didn't do what he just did to Leon Edwards, we'd say, yeah, it's probably going to be Shavkat next. But after what Sean Brady just did, that matters. Shavkat doesn't get to just fight once a year, always make up an excuse for his underwhelming performance because he was injured. I hurt my ankle. I hurt my arm. He's fucking excuses when he has a bad performance. Did the same thing against Wonderboy. Did the same thing against Ian Gary. No more excuses. No more. Now you're going to fight a guy that is deserving of a number one contender fight in Sean Brady. And this is it. Shavkat Rahkmonov, Sean Brady, that's the fight to make. I really think this should be happening in July or August. And that way the winner can be ready to fight the winner of Bilal versus JDM at the end of the year, at the start of 2026. That's the way I would do things. Moving on, Leon Edwards. I would expect him to be ranked at 5 tomorrow. Because, listen, for some fucking reason, Kamaru Usman's still ranked 2. Brady's going to be above him. Shavkat's going to be above him. JDM should be above him. Usman, they're going to just keep above him for no fucking reason. And the UFC, I think they realize, Leon doesn't sell. He's super boring to watch. He doesn't put his heart into it, ever. So I think that Leon Edwards should be looking to take... And listen, Ian Gary's a great matchup for him, but I'm not going to match him up with Ian Gary. Okay? I just think that Ian Gary's going to be looking to fight before Leon's ready to get back in there, because we know Leon likes to do his once every 8-month fight thing. We know that. Last fought in July. Before that, fought in December. Before that, fought in March. Before that, fought in August. It's not that active. So I think it should be Leon Edwards versus the winner of Pratis versus Neal, which, as time continues to go, I kind of think it's going to be Carlos Pratis. I know Jeff Neal is a live dog, but the UFC want Pratis to win, man. And I think they're willing to have him beat Jeff Neal, put him at the 10 spot, and then say, Leon's at 5, Pratis versus Neal, 5 versus 10, make it happen. I think it's an approachable fight for Leon to take, where he's finally facing a striker, someone that's not going to try and take him down the whole time, and someone that he has a chance to derail a hype train for. I think it's an approachable fight for Leon Edwards. I think this is a fight night, main event, co-main event. You can put this on a pay-per-view. I think this is a great fight to make happen. It's approachable for Leon. It's a good jump up for Pratis if Pratis wins. And listen, I hate the fucking people that only watch the sport through TikTok, man. And it's not that, like, I like the casual fans, dude. The casual fans are great. I'm not talking about the casual fans. We need the casual fans for the sport to grow. I'm talking about the ones that just are fucking from age 12 to 15 that jump into every comment section because they watch the Joe Rogan podcast and they're scrolling TikTok and they see Carlos Pratis edits, pretend like they know the sport better than everyone else, and just say Pratis for the title shot, man. Mauricio Rufy should jump in and fight Justin Gaethje. He's on the same card. Why not have him versus Gaethje, unranked versus number 3? Like, dude, what are we talking about? We love the fighting nerds, but you're making me start to not like them because of how fucking annoying some of their fans are. They're NPCs. They're fucking TikTok NPCs. But I think Leon Edwards versus fucking Carlos Pratis is the way to go here. And if Jeff Neal wins, then you can look at like the Burns fight or the Morales fight, because I don't think Leon's going to be like overly jumpy to get back in the octagon. I'm sure he's going to fucking bitch about not fighting. And dude, I'm so happy we're done with Leon, bro. I'm a certified Leon hater. I'm going to say it, dude. I don't fucking like Leon Edwards. I think he's boring. I think he's unmarketable. Headshot dead, bruv. Headshot dead, bruv. Dude, you're an NPC. You're an NPC. God. Pratis versus Leon Edwards. That's going to be the fight I want to make. And again, do that. Again, we're looking at like an August time frame is what I'm thinking here. It makes sense. Moving on. Carlos Olberg got a win against Jan Blachowicz. I actually scored the fight to Jan Blachowicz, but I'm not going to scream robbery for a very close fight because it was indeed a very close fight. What just happened here? Are we good? Are we back? We're back. I thought it was a win for Jan Blachowicz, but it was close. Carlos Olberg, the only fight for me is Yuri Prochazka. Yuri just won off of Jamal Hill. He's not going to get an automatic title shot. They're going to do Pereira versus Ankh 2. I say it should be Carlos Olberg and Yuri Prochazka fighting, and the winner gets to fight whoever ends up winning the rematch between Pereira and Ankh. Now, if Pereira wins, they'll probably do a trilogy. But it's not like light heavyweight isn't, looking for a real contender at this point. Like, we've had guys fight for the title already that are still in the top. Do Prochazka versus Olberg. Put this on the Abu Dhabi fight card. It makes a ton of sense. When you go to Perth, make this the fight night main event. That makes a ton of sense to me, too. If they go to Perth in, July, August, make this the fight night main event. You have Olberg there as the hometown guy. You have Prochazka, who can sell out any building because it's Yuri Prochazka. I think we want to see Olberg in a 5-round fight to see if he can actually hang. So, Olberg versus Prochazka, make this one happen. Moving on, Jan Blachowicz, who I thought won, should be looking to fight the winner of a soon-to-be matchup. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. If the winner, they're both coming off losses recently. They're both very entertaining fighters. They're both strikers, so Jan Blachowicz is probably going to want to strike. Jan Blachowicz is a good spot in the rankings. I think the winner of this fight should be looking to fight a Jan Blachowicz name. Someone that neither of them have fought yet. And it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup in the top, 10 of the ranking. So this is one that makes sense to me. Maybe it's Jan Blachowicz's retirement fight. Set something up like that, but this is the fight that makes sense. Their fight, timeline makes sense. Blachowicz just fought. He's 42. He's not going to be, itching to get back in there in, 3 months where you need to throw this one away because it's only a month away. But, this is a month away. The timeline matchup, the ranking spot matches up. Khalil Rountree winner gets Jan Blachowicz. That's what I'm thinking. Moving on, Kevin Holland got a win because he went to 170. Surprise, surprise. I picked Gunnar Nelson because listen, it's hard for me to pick Kevin Holland when his heart's never fucking in the thing. But at the end of the day, he got the win. It was good. It was a bad pick for me to pick Gunnar Nelson because Kevin Holland he's bigger than a lot of these 170 guys, and he's just smaller than a lot of the 185 guys. So it makes sense that he gets more heavily grappled, and it's much easier for them at 185 than it is at 170. But I don't know. I like Gunnar Nelson's jiu-jitsu. I thought he would have had a chance. But yeah, Kevin Holland won. Did a great job. I think he should be looking to fight someone similar to him in size. Actually, no. I was thinking Neil Magny, but I forgot. I do want the Carlos Leal fight. Carlos Leal is coming off back-to-back wins, in my opinion. I think he beat Renat, and I think most people understandably agree that. And he just smoked Alex Morono. This guy is He's getting some hype behind him. People are liking to watch him fight. He's very entertaining. He's very powerful. He's most likely keeping it on the feet. And he's probably looking for a quick turnaround. Kevin Holland, I know, is looking for a quick turnaround. This is a sick fight. Carlos Leal, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland doesn't just get a jump into the rankings because he's coming off one win. Dude, he lost to RDR. He lost to Roman Dolidze. Like, come on, man. You're not just giving him a 170 fight because it's Kevin Holland. So I think, honestly, you can do this on the prelims of International Fight Week. Kevin Holland, Carlos Leal. I think that makes a ton of sense. Moving on, Chris Duncan. Good win. Jordan Vucenic, fight IQ of a fucking milk dud. Good guillotine win from Chris Duncan, man. That's back-to-back guillotine wins. I think this one's easy. I think he deserves a little bit more than it, but he called out Chris Duncan, so why the fuck not? He called out Terrence McKinney. Why not do Terrence McKinney? I think it makes sense. Chris Duncan, Terrence McKinney, he called him out. I would have liked to see Chris Duncan fight like an Esteban Ribovics. That would have made some more sense to me. But if he called out McKinney, give him fucking McKinney. And do it soon. I'm cool with it. Moving on, Jordan Vucenic. We need to get this guy a win to prove that he's really a good prospect. And what better prospect to give him than the 0-2 Anshul Jubilee? This guy, Anshul Jubilee, can beat Khabib. He just hasn't beaten anyone in the UFC yet. But if he wanted to, dude, he could beat Khabib. So let's test him against Jordan Vucenic. Moving on, Nathaniel Wood. I think Nathaniel Wood should be looking to fight. Honestly, dude, he's close to the rankings. But I think he's one fight away from the rankings, and I think Joe Anderson Brito's the guy to get him the ranked fight. Joe Anderson Brito's fighting, I want to say in 2 weeks or so. He's fighting on the April 5th Fight Night card against Pat Sabatini. I think Joe Anderson Brito will win. So I think Nathaniel Wood versus Joe Anderson Brito is going to make all the sense in the world. Winner gets a ranking. Winner gets ranked 15. Winner gets a ranked fight. That's how I would look at it. Like the winner gets like the number 12 ranked guy in the division at that point in time. A Giga, Onama if Onama wins. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. Moving on, Chris Padilla got another win. Even if it was a split decision, this guy's coming off 3 wins in a row now. A submission, a KO, and a decision. Let's give him a name to build him up a little bit. Matt Frivola. I think this is the fight. Matt Frivola versus Chris Padilla. If Chris Padilla wins, he's 4-0 in the UFC, and he can start looking at those rankings. I like Chris Padilla a lot. I think he's very, very good. Very talented. Most of the time he's fun, even though the fight with Jai Herbert sucked balls. But most of the time he's fun. Frivola will bring the fight to him. He'll try and grapple him. He'll try and throw big punches at him. And Chris Padilla, we get to see how he does with a guy going pressure on him the whole time. I mean, that's what Rong Zhu did, but Frivola's got that name to help get Chris Padilla in the next tier, and I think that's what you do here, is you do a Chris Padilla versus Matt Frivola fight. Frivola last fought in September, but he needed a lot of time off after that brutal knockout from Faresiam. I think this makes sense. Matt Frivola, Chris Padilla. Loner Kavanaugh, proving to be a prospect in the flyweight division. I think he's 2-0 in the UFC now. I think he won in the Contender Series, won in Macau, and now he won here. I think it's the Ray Saruya fight. If he gets 3 wins in a row in the UFC, then you start to put him in the rankings. I don't want him in the rankings yet. I don't want the Charles Johnson test just yet. But I think Loner Kavanaugh versus Ray Saruya is a good fight to make. We saw the nasty ground and pound from Ray Saruya. From Loner Kavanaugh and Felipe Dos Santos. I think Ray Saruya's grappling is very, very good. It's different. And I'd like to see how Loner Kavanaugh does against a more pure grappler. So we'll do this. Loner Kavanaugh versus Ray Saruya. And the timeline just makes sense, too. Like, these guys both went to decisions. They fought within a few weeks of each other. So that's the one I would make. Marcin Tybura, the GOAT gatekeeper. I think it's the Derek Lewis fight, man. Give him the name. Give him the Derek Lewis fight. Let's see how it goes. I mean, come on, dude. I know Guru said, like, Shamil and the blob off. Listen, dude, I don't think we're ready for the blob off yet. We got to see one more. I think Tybura versus Derek Lewis just makes sense. Derek Lewis hasn't fought in a hot minute. Marcin Tybura is relatively active for one of these older big guys. And they haven't fought yet in the rankings. It just makes sense, dude. It really does. Who's the GOAT gatekeeper? Derek Lewis or Marcin Tybura? This is the fight to make. It'll be an Apex main event. We already know it, dude. They're printing clones of Marcin Tybura in the back. We already know this. Moving on, Mick Parkin. Ryan Spann, coming off a loss last week. I think it makes sense. Like, you're not going to give Mick Parkin another guy really in the rankings when he didn't beat anyone that got him in the rankings necessarily, and he just kind of like when the UFC cut a bunch of guys at heavyweight, they just like plopped Mick Parkin in the rankings. Doesn't do anything special. He does everything good, but nothing special. I think let's get him on the right track with a Ryan Spann win. Or if he loses, it's like Ryan Spann's a name that you can build too because it's Ryan Spann. People know who he is. So I think Mick Parkin versus Ryan Spann's the fight. Moving on, Christian Leroy Duncan. Boring decision, dude. This guy is a fucking NPC, dude. Pulls a Strickland off where he decides to go hard in the last couple seconds of the fight and then does nothing throughout the entire thing. But Rahkmonov, two guys that like to primarily strike, two guys that are popular in their own regions of the world. Christian Leroy Duncan, Rahkmonov makes sense. Shara just fell out of the rankings because he got dominated by MVP. Christian Leroy Duncan's going to start looking towards the rankings. Not there yet, but I think he needs a win over Shara and then maybe one more win. But this is a good matchup to make. Two guys that are really good at striking. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Keelan Loughran, I think Nathan Fletcher won this fight 29-28, but they gave it to Keelan Loughran. Rinya Nakamura, I don't know, dude. Similar spot in the rankings. Two blockheads. Let's see how it goes. And then Caio Fernandez absolutely destroying Guram Kutateladze, ending the Guram Kutateladze hype train. Let's give him the Elvis Brenner fight. The two fathers of Guram Kutateladze. Make it happen. This is the UFC matchmaking video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you think of better matchups, please let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.